Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. Today's video is going to be another full face of first impressions video. So this is September's full face of first impressions. So in this video I have a few random brands. I've got a Huda Beauty foundation. I've got a few things from the new Revolution brand. I don't even know how you pronounce it. It's like Revolution but with love spelled backwards in the title. It's like a new sort of brand that they came out with. It's got like super like cheap makeup, like back to basics kind of makeup. I don't know, maybe it's pronounced Re-Evolution. I don't know how you're meant to say that name. But it's a new brand from Makeup Revolution that is very affordable makeup. I have quite a few products from them. Just a few other random bits and bobs. So we're gonna get into this because I am actually going out in a couple hours, so I've not got a lot of time. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to start with is the concealer, and this is a new concealer from Rimmel London. This is the multitasker concealer, which I wanted as soon as I saw it was released. I got the shade 010 Porcelain. I don't remember how many shades they had, but it wasn't the best shade range. This shade, however, does look super pale, and it's got a massive doe foot. I love me a massive doe foot. I think a lot of people do, which is really into them now. I'm disappointed when I don't have a massive doe foot, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the shade looks super pale. So I'm gonna test this out on one eye and see what it looks like compared to a bare eye. See what the coverage is like, so let's zoom in. And then I'll also use it as a base for eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna pop it on this eye and eyelid. Yeah, it's quite like a sort of neutral toned pale shade. Looks really good. It's like a brightening shade for me. It might be a little bit too pale for blemishes, but I think this is the only concealer I have, so I'm gonna have to use it on blemishes anyway. Okay, let's see what this does. Okay, so I blended that out, and off the bat I'm pretty impressed. There's some pretty damn good coverage there. Definitely an upscale from the last Rimmel concealer I tried, which I think was their lasting matte one. I really did not like that. This one is definitely way better. I mean, I can still see like a little bit of like my veins and stuff, just a little bit. It's not 100% full coverage, but it's really close to being full coverage, definitely. It's definitely got some really decent coverage, so I'm just gonna get the eyes side by side so you can see the difference. Look up and down. I would say I'm pretty impressed with that. The formula seems, I would say it seems like it's quite a matte concealer, which is fine for me. I don't feel like it looks super dry or anything, so yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. I'm pretty impressed with that so far. Obviously we will try it out over the top of foundation as well, but yeah, pretty impressed with that. So I'm going to wipe it off my under eye and put a bit on the other eyelid and use it as a base for eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow palette I've got is a product from Makeup Obsession. It's absolutely massive. This is the Kaleidoscopic Dreams Tiffany X Illuminati palette, so it's a collaboration with Illuminati. And I've wanted this ever since I saw it's released, but it kept going like out of stock and stuff, but I finally got around to getting it, and it just looked amazing and it had some really good reviews, so I'm glad that I have it now. So here's hoping it doesn't disappoint. Let's see if I can actually get into it. That would be nice. So the palette looks like this. It looks absolutely stunning. You've got pretty much all the colours you could need, really. We've got some shimmers. I say it's definitely got more mattes than it has shimmers, but it has got like probably about 10 or so shimmers in it too, which is fantastic. I think it looks really pretty. Now, as I said, I am going to go out, so see, I have actually been wearing like more colourful looks out. I used to kind of just stick to neutrals when I went out, but recently I have actually been wearing more like colourful eyeshadow when I go out, so we can do something colourful. And I do also have a few colourful eyeliners from NYX, so I might use one of the more colourful ones, which I've got like a purple, a blue and a green. So I'm thinking maybe blue? I don't know, or green, possibly, or purple, I guess. I don't know, what should I go for? I don't know, but I'm gonna go off camera and do one eye, and then I will do the other eye on camera. Okay, so we're back. As you can see here, I went for a blue eye, and we've got to talk about the silver shimmer because it's one of the prettiest shimmers I've ever seen. overall, I'm very impressed with everything that I've put on my eyelid today, so let's go ahead and let's repeat the process. Okay, so I started with the shade Cries in Spanish, which is a really funny name, which is a light blue, and that's going in the crease area. And the blue, pretty much all of the blue mats that I used, fantastic pigmentation. I think this palette was £20, I believe, so it is a little bit pricey for Revolution, but there are far more expensive palettes, and so far the quality definitely does make it seem worth the price, but obviously I've only used the blue shades, and there's so many more shades to use. But I don't think it's a completely reasonable price, and it probably does go on sale every now and then for like £10. Then underneath that I'm using the shade Mermaid, which is a slightly darker matte blue. That's just going underneath what I've applied. Then I'm using the really dark blue, it's got a little bit of purple sort of tone to it as well, called Mood, and that one's going in mostly the outer third. So next I'm going to use the matte white shade called Take Me Away, which is this one here. As I always like, the palette does have a matte white and a matte black. For some reason the matte black is like one of the bigger shades in the palette. I don't know why. I mean, I guess matte blacks are pretty popular and like pretty universal shades, so I kind of get why it's so big, but fair enough, I guess. So I'm just using the matte white and I'm just going to blend that out under the brow bone. Okay, and I'm going back to the Rimmel concealer and I'm going to do a bit of a cut crease. Okay, and over the top of that cut crease I'm using the shade Fleeky, which is probably one of the most beautiful silver shimmer shades I've seen, to be honest. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, literally, I barely put my finger in that. And that's going over most of that cut crease, like first 2/3 of it. Just look at that, it's stunning. Okay, and then in the rest of the cut crease, I'm going to use a sort of turquoisey shimmer shade, which is called Meme. This one here, that's going in the rest of that cut crease. And I'm just going to do some blending with the matte shades. Okay, so I've just cleaned up the edge with the wipe, and this is the finished eyeshadow. I'm pretty happy with it. I think all of the shades have literally performed incredibly well. The shimmers were beautiful, the mattes worked amazingly, they had amazing pigmentation, they blended well. Honestly, literally, very impressed. I mean, I've only used probably like about 5 or 6 shades, so I've still got loads left to play around with this palette. In fact, I'm very excited to play around this palette because there's like a lot you can do with this, and I will definitely do as many looks as I possibly can, and obviously I will do an updated makeup review on this. But so far, the blues, the silver, really impressed. Fantastic palette so far. Absolutely loving this. Now, as I said earlier, I did pick up a few of these liners. So these are from NYX, and they're their Epic Wear liner sticks, and I got 5 shades. So I got Pitch Black, which is just a matte black. I got Pure White, which is a matte white. I got Intense Teal. I think these last 3 have like a little bit of shimmer in them. But yeah, this is a sort of like kind of turquoisey blue, teal, I guess, colour. I got Berry Goth, which is like quite a dark purple with a bit of shimmer in it. and I got Emerald Cut, which is shimmery green colour. So obviously I've done a blue look, so I'm going to go for the teal one. Intense teal, was that it? Yeah. And I'm going to just put this in my bottom waterline, maybe my top waterline, I don't know. Do I need to put it on a top one? But hopefully this should complement the eye look well. Do a rotation Get Ready With Me pretty soon, so we'll probably use some of the different colour eyeliners in that video. Okay, it's definitely showed up, good pigment, it complements the eyeshadow well. Yeah, it looks really stunning, I really like that, I can't wait to try the other shades. No complaints, and we definitely look quite like mermaidy today, I think. Okay, so next we're going over to the Re-Evolution, is that how you say it? I don't know. Brand. So we're testing out one of their mascaras first. So this is the Long Lash Lengthening Mascara. Now generally I don't tend to like Revolution mascaras that much. There's like probably one I've tried that I liked, and I've tried quite a few that I just didn't like. But this one did have good reviews, and it was only £3, so you never know, this could be really good. The wand looks pretty decent, it doesn't look too like thick, so hopefully I should be able to get into my lashes quite well. So let's go ahead, in fact I'll probably curl my lashes first actually. Right, I've curled my lashes, so let's go ahead and apply these to my top lashes. Okay, so that's what the lashes look like. It's done an okay job. Like, I feel like it is better than the other Revolution ones I've tried, but the brush is a little bit dry. Like, it doesn't seem to pick up a lot of product. Just like right at the tip it picks it up. It's done an okay job, but I tend to like something a little bit more dramatic for my lashes. Like, it's given a little bit of volume, a little bit of length, but nothing major. But considering it was £3, it's not done a too bad job. Like, you can definitely see that it has improved on my lashes, but I'm not loving it. It's done an okay job, but I'm not loving it. But it's £3, so you can't really complain too much. And sometimes mascaras do improve a bit once you've used them a little bit more, so we'll see about that. Okay, so we're going to move on to base now. I don't have a primer or anything, so we're just going to go straight into foundation. So this is from Huda Beauty. This is their Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. I got mine in the shade 110N Angel Food, which I think is the second lightest shade. So a couple months ago they like reformulated this, because the actual foundation's been around for a while, but they've changed the formula a little bit, I believe. But I've never tried the original or anything, so I don't have anything to compare it to really, but I'm interested to give this a go. I've heard it's very like full coverage, which if you've seen the state of my skin, I could use some full coverage. That would be nice. I don't know what the shade's going to be like. Okay, I feel like that's an okay shade, I think. I think that will match alright, and because obviously my concealer's a little bit pale, it doesn't matter if it's a tiny bit deep. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this all over my face and see what sort of coverage, what sort of finish we get. And I hope it's nice, because as I said, I have to go out after this, and I'm probably not going to have time to redo anything. So here's hoping that we get a nice base today. I'm happy at the eyes, I like the eyes, so we just need a nice base. Okay, I actually think this looks really nice on their skin. It took quite a lot of product to sort of build up. Like, I don't feel like the product stretches out very well, if you get what I mean, but now that we're there, and I think the shade is actually pretty decent actually. I feel like it is a pretty decent match. It's giving really good coverage. I like how it looks on the skin. It looks pretty matte, which if you've watched any of my videos, you know I like matte. I'm all about matte. I don't feel like it looks super heavy or super cakey, which is what I was kind of expecting it to look like. It is obviously like it's not lightweight or anything, but I don't like immediately look at it and think, wow, cake face. Like, it's obviously like there, like I can see it and I can feel it, but I feel like there are heavier foundations out there, definitely. I think it looks really nice actually. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Pretty nice foundation, but again, obviously it is pretty matte. So if you've got dry skin, I can totally understand that you probably wouldn't like this. But I'm liking it. I think it looks pretty good. So we're gonna go back to the Rimmel concealer, and I'm gonna have to put it on my blemishes even though it is a little bit light because I don't have another concealer to use. So I did get pretty good coverage from the foundation anyway though, so that's not too big a deal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some concealer all over. Okay, so far I am happy with this base. Now let's hope powder doesn't ruin it because it's all going well so far. Now I did actually get two setting powders. They're both Revolution products. So I've got the Revolution HD Super Matte setting powder. I have actually tried the pressed powder already from this brand. It was in my most recent updated makeup review, and I actually quite enjoyed that powder, so hopefully the loose powder's good too. And I did also get another powder from Revolution, which is the Radiance powder, which is a lot bigger, but I'm looking at it, and as you can see, like, it's like not very full. It's like they've only filled it like a quarter of the way up. Is that normal? I think I'm going to use the HD matte powder thing today, and I think I'll use the Revolution one. As I said, I'm going to do a rotation get ready with me, so I'll use that in that video, so there'll be a few first impressions in that video as well. But we're going to give this a go. I really hope this looks good because I probably have not got time to redo my base makeup. Okay, I'm having a bit of a disaster and getting powder everywhere, but it has a little bit of like a sort of pink tint to it almost, which is interesting, I suppose. So I'm going to go ahead and start by setting my under eyes with my powdery sponge, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I don't seem to have any, I don't have any complaints under my eyes so far. It's quite brightening, so I don't know if it's gonna maybe that make me look a bit too ghostly if I use it over the rest of my face, but I'm going to use this to set the rest of my face down as well. Hope I don't look too ghostly. Okay, it seems to have done a pretty decent job actually. Like, there's nothing that I can really fault. To be honest, I feel like it's mattified, nothing's separated or gone weird on my face, so far anyway. It's done an alright job. I wouldn't say it's given me like a super like flawless airbrush finish or anything, it's done an alright job. Okay, so we're going to move on to cheap products. So I've got another Revolution product. This is a little contour palette, contour trio contour is what it's called. It's the shade Sugar. I think it had like 4 different colour variations. So it's got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter in it. I did also get 2 other highlighters, so I've got another Revolution product, which is the Super Highlighter in the shade Shine. And then I did also get a Heartbreaker from Revolution highlighter, which is in the shade Golden. And obviously this palette has a highlighter in it too, so again, I might use one of these in a different video. I think I might use the Revolution one in the rotation get ready with me. This palette does have a bronzer. I mean, I don't know, I'm not optimistic about the shade. It does look a little bit deep, but we will give it a go, of course. So we're going to dip into it and hope for the best. It doesn't look like a promising colour. Obviously I did get the Fairest palette, but maybe it will look okay in the face. It's definitely a bit too deep, I feel. I'm going to give it a blend out though and hope it blends out well. Okay, it's blending out okay. It looks fine, like it doesn't look awful or anything. It's like quite chiseling, which is good, but it's just a little bit too deep for my skin tone, I feel. Okay, so I'm going to use the blush in this palette next, which is quite like a corally sort of tone. Looks pretty, so I'm going to tap this on to my cheeks. Yeah, that is a really pretty blush. It doesn't come out too harsh or intense, but obviously it has got pigment. Yeah, I like it. I like the shade. I like it. It's got a bit of glow in it as well, which is nice. So obviously we have got a highlighter in this palette, which is quite like a sort of pearly pinky tone. And I am going to try out this one as well. Okay, so I'm going to start with the one in the palette, and I'll test that out on one cheekbone first. Right, let's give that a go on this side. Okay, that is pretty. That has got good pigmentation. I like the shade. That's a nice highlighter. Good job. Right, we're going to test out the Re-Evolution Super Highlight as well. This one's definitely more like golder in tone. I also love like the little sort of optical illusion pattern in it. That's cute. Right, going to tap into this one. Try that on the other side. Ooh, that's also pretty nice. Yep, that is also pretty stunning, very pigmented. I think I'm going to stick with this one, and I'm going to layer that up all over. Yeah, this is a pretty stunning, pretty pigmented highlighter. I feel like if you've got quite textured skin, it might not be the best for that. It's not like a natural highlighter or anything, but it's very pretty. So I will try out this Heartbreaker one in probably my next video. Okay, so moving on to eyebrows, I have two gels again. So once again, I think I will use one in a different video because I don't really want uneven brows because, as I said, I am going out. But the two gels I've got, so I've got the Revlon Color Stay Brow Fiber Filler, and I got it in the shade Medium Brown, which looks like this. Got a very interesting one because it's got like this bit here, but then it's got like a little like sort of bit on the side as well, which is strange and interesting. Yeah, but I think I probably will use this one today. So this one is from Uoma Beauty. I have tried their concealer recently. This is the Blowout Volumizing Gel Pomade, and it's in the shade 04. It's quite expensive, but I think it was on sale. I think I got it for like about £19 or something. I think it is usually like about 23. It looks like this. It's pretty teeny tiny, and it's got a lovely shaped wand. So we're going to use this one today, I think. I'm just going to tap off any excess, and I'm going to brush this through my brows. Okay, so I managed to get brow gel like right up here, which is really annoying. Hopefully I can get rid of that. I'd say it's done an okay job. I won't say like I'm in love with the formula from First Use, but it's done an okay job. There's not too much excess. I did dip in twice, so there is obviously a little bit more there. I'm not obsessed with it, but it's done an okay job. I really need to clean up that little smudge I've made. I did also get a brow pencil, so this is another Re-Evolution product. This is the Micro Blade Brow. So it looks like this. It's got like a sort of rectangular kind of thing going on. It's not quite like a micro brow pencil, but it is fairly like thin. And the shade I've got is dark brown. So I'm just gonna fill in the brows a little bit more with this. Okay, so that's worked pretty well. It came up pretty naturally. It blended well into the brow gel. Really nothing to complain about. The shade works good. Okay, so I pretty much tried all of the new products. I don't have a lipstick or anything. So I'm just going to go ahead, finish everything off camera, and then I'll talk about my final thoughts. Okay, so we're back with the finished look. I literally just used the exact same transition shades on the lower lash line, and I used a little bit of this shade called Opalite here in the inner corner, which is really pretty, and it has a little bit of a blue hint to it, which obviously worked well with this look. Sorry, to conclude, I think we've tried some pretty good products here. I think my favourite thing is definitely the eyeshadow palette. I'm so impressed with it, and I can't wait to use it some more. Fantastic palette. So glad that I picked it up. Really liked the NYX eyeliner, the foundation and the concealer I quite liked. Blush and highlighter I liked, but not so sure about the bronzer shade. The brow gel is okay, it's done an alright job. I quite like the micro blade brow thing, that was quite good. The mascara was a little bit disappointing. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but all of these products obviously I will talk about in an updated makeup review, so that'll be the August/September updated makeup review, and I will obviously talk about these products more. And as I said, I will do a rotation get ready with me, so I might use some of the products that I mentioned that I didn't get to use in this one, I'll use, and then I may use some of the ones I did use today as well. But that's it for this video, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.